Hi, this is Mike with Tractor Mike Q&A. Had a bunch of questions today about RPMs and ground speed. Ron, Seth, and Bruce all had questions about how fast can I go? How fast do I need to go? Ron is wanting to know about, he's pulling an implement, what gear to be in and what RPM to be in. Seth about using a loader, gears and RPMs. And then Bruce was asking about tillage. What RPM do I want to be running, pulling a disc harrow, and a rule of thumb, how many horsepower per how many bottom plow? And let's answer that one first. Rule of thumb for old farmers on how many horsepower for bottom plow is 20 horsepower per bottom. So if you've got a single bottom plow, 20 horsepower will work for that, 2 bottom 40, 3 bottom 60, and so on. Now there are a lot of variables. What kind of soil you're in makes a difference. What kind of condition your tires are in makes a difference. Four-wheel drive makes a difference. But that's the rule of thumb on that. But I've gotten a lot of questions, and I think I may have missed one or two of you that were asking me, what RPM do I need to be running my tractor, and what gear do I need to be in? And let's cover that today. First off, with RPM, every tractor has a rated engine speed. And that is the speed that the engine spins that makes the tractor have the horsepower at the PTO it's rated for, rated engine speed. So to find out what your tractor rated engine speed is, either look at the tachometer, and usually there will be a mark there, like a red mark. In this tractor, they don't have that, which is kind of surprising. But if you don't have it there, your owner's manual will tell you what rated engine speed is. And so if you're doing anything that requires power, crank that tractor up to rated engine speed. If you're running a loader, if you're pulling a brush hog, if you're pulling any kind of tillage equipment, be at rated engine speed. And the more work you're doing on the tractor, the more important it is to be at rated engine speed. Don't worry about hurting your tractor. I'll tell you, when I was a factory rep with AGCO Corporation, one of the first things we did was work the Pittsburgh, Kansas Farm Show, 4-state farm show, on a 103-degree day. Right before the show, we needed to get a tractor from Columbus, Kansas to Pittsburgh, Kansas. It's probably about, I want to say maybe 20, 22 miles. And we decided the dealer didn't want to truck the tractors there, so we hauled a bunch of guys out, hopped on the tractors and roaded them or drove them on the open road from Columbus to Pittsburgh. It was 103 degrees, no canopy on the tractor. I'm running wide open, and I mean wide open. I had that thing just nailed as fast as it would go. And the tractor did fine, got to the show fine, no problem, didn't damage it a bit. Mike I was a different color when I got there. It was kind of a pink from the sun, and I was deaf, probably where my hearing loss started. So it didn't hurt the tractor at all though. So if you're out on the open road, make sure you put your flashers on. You can run wide open. It won't hurt the engine or the tractor at all. They're designed for it. I think you do more damage when you're using a loader, or especially in tillage or anything like that. If you try to feather it and run at low speeds and be easy on the tractor, crank that thing open and let it make its power and go for it. And rated engine speed is where you want to be. Now, as far as ground speed, if you have a hydrostatic drive and you have, let's say you have a 3-range hydrostat. You have 3, which is fastest, 2, which is medium, and 1, which is lower. You'll have 2-range, which is high and low. If you're doing work, you always want to be in the lowest gear of hydro you can with the pedal down as far as you can. In other words, there's probably an overlap where you could be in, let's say you have a 2-speed hydro, you could be in 2 with that pedal barely pushed down and be running the same speed as in 1 with the pedal all the way down. Especially in hot weather, go with the lower gear, lower number gear, and pedal down, because that pedal is pushing oil through the system, and the more oil that flows through the system, the less chance of it getting hot. I see people all the time running tractors that'll try to just barely push that pedal down, and you hear a lot of whine, and they're running in the high numerical gear, and they need to crank it down a gear and push that pedal down. So on hydro, keep that pedal down as far as you can to maintain your speed. Now on a gear drive transmission, most of your work is going to be done between 4 and 8 miles an hour. That's what's considered the working range for most farm-related activities. And so if you're shopping for a tractor, the more gears you can get between 4 and 8 miles an hour, the better. But most of the time, an 8-speed transmission, you'll have enough gears in there to get you where you need to be. On some of the older tractors that had fewer gears, it was hard to find a gear that worked for your field. It'd either be too fast or too slow. But the newer transmissions, you're usually fine. If you can get a 12-speed, that's better than an 8-speed. Now, if you've got a tractor and you're finding you're not having enough gears, I can tell you from experience, when I worked with AGCO Corporation a long time ago, we sold a tractor with a 36-speed transmission. It had 6 gears in 3 ranges and a shift-on-the-go power shift. It had all the gears a guy'd ever want. And we sold one to a customer, and he took it out to the field and said, it doesn't have enough gears for me. And we couldn't figure that out. And finally, the service rep and I went out there, and the service rep crawled under the tractor, and the linkage had come loose. And he thought he had 36 gears, but he only really had 6 gears. So we put the linkage back together, and the guy was happy from that point forward. So if you find you don't have enough gears, make sure your linkage is all connected. But most of your work is going to be done between 4 and 8 miles an hour. So the long and short of it, put her up to PTO engine speed. Now, after you've been around a tractor a while, if you're out clipping pastures in August and you don't really need the horsepower, or if you're just moving around some stuff and you don't need all that horsepower for lifting with your loader, you can crank it down below PTO rated engine speed and be just fine. It won't hurt the tractor. But if you're doing work, crank it up to PTO engine speed, and you'll do the best thing for your tractor and make it work the way it's supposed to. Thanks for watching.